Yo, hello, my friends and fabulous people. I need a new hat. What do you think? I think it's a little bit faded. So, good morning. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live, episode 483, I think. Maybe it's 484. Let me check my planner. Because it's important that we know it's 484. See, I knew I was not right. Hey, Linda, how are you? I wanted to have a quick chat with you today. I've just been having coffee coaching with the very fabulous Jeremy and Kim of the Mind Master fame, and we've been talking about having a team. And I think what's really interesting is how we as entrepreneurs, good morning, Jenny, how entrepreneurs behave, because we are amazing. We are multi-talented. We are very, very fabulous, and we are good at a lot of things, which is both awesome, and it can also be the thing that creates us almost being our own worst enemies. So what I've done over the years, I've had big team in the past, and then I've had little team in the past, and I'm at the point now where, and I think a lot of people get to the point where it's like, all right, we need to have a dream team. And that's really what I wanted to talk with you about today. It's how you work out who you want in your dream team. So some of the things that I've been chatting with people about in particularly the last week and a half, have been, all right, what are you actually doing on a daily basis, and what should not be your job anymore? There are some things that you cannot send off. There are some things you cannot outsource. But for me, the thing that I've been really reluctant to hire in the last probably 18 months. And part of the reason for that is this. I know how to do all of the things in my business, which is excellent. But what that takes me away from is doing the things that I love doing with you guys. It takes me away from doing things like the live events or attending live events and learning new things or expanding my knowledge and all of that kind of thing. And I think one of the big things that I have really resisted have been like, I don't want to have to teach someone how to do a lot of the stuff that I do. So for instance, I know how to do ads. I know how to do all of that stuff. I know how to build funnels. I teach people how to do funnels, but I don't want to have to actually onboard a team member to do some of that stuff. I felt really reluctant to invest that time and energy into doing that. But here's the thing. What we know when you hire a new person in, it can often take about 3 months to get them working. Not working, but to be running really effectively and to be running autonomously. For a lot of people, if you're a solo business owner or a solo practitioner, if you're pretty much a single body entrepreneurial person, hi Chrissy, who is in a business of helping people, selling your stuff, doing your thing, being you, then to try and train someone in doing something in your business can be really time consuming and really frustrating. Because really what we want is we want them to be fully fledged. And most of us don't have 3 months to sit and train and have that person becoming profitable. So how do we manage that? When you know that you need to be visible, so you need to be producing content, you still need to be working with your clients, you still need to be present, you still need to be there for your family, you still need to be doing all of the things that you're doing, developing your programs and whatever else, it can become exhausting. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. But one of the things that I was thinking is that it felt like it was becoming more trouble than it was worth. Interestingly, something that I did was I sat down maybe, I don't know, three or so months ago, and I was thinking about what it was that I really ultimately wanted and what feels like my job to do and what should not be my job to do. And part of the resistance for me is that if I thought, and this has happened a lot in the past, I felt like that if I was teaching you guys how to deal with technology, for instance. Hi, Andrea, how are you? Has your book arrived yet? let me know. Hi Amp, how are you? The thing that I found really interesting was, well, you know, if I was teaching you guys tech, then I felt like I had to be doing my own tech, and that's just bullshit. Actually, that's not necessarily how it has to be. Some things that I will live and die by, though, are that if I'm teaching you guys to get out there and be visible, I freaking better be walking my talk and be out there and being visible no matter what's going on. So today, for example, I had Jeremy and Kim at 9, which is about 2.5 hours ago. We had a 2-hour session. I've come home and I know that I have to come live onto you, and I haven't had a shower, I haven't worked out, I haven't done the things, you know, it's just like, all right, you get me as I am. And I'm not feeling like I'm presenting my physical form in the best it could possibly be presented to you today. And it's just like, you know what, well, if I'm going to tell you guys to show up and not be perfect and not always be polished and not always be professional, then I really need to lead the way with that and take some of my own advice at different times. So that's that. But I used to think that, right, well, if I'm teaching, and this is what the thing that I used to do, I used to teach people ads, funnels, how to make money online using ads and funnels and webinars and that kind of thing. And I still do teach that, but in a different way these days. And so I had this belief that if I was teaching you guys how to do that, then I really needed to be across everything all the time. Now, if you are not a tech person, and if you are doing some of your own ads, but eventually you're going to outsource them to somebody else, and then you don't need to know all of the ins and outs of everything. If you are spending time doing things that are really draining you, that is not income producing, that doesn't have to be you, then you can look at getting other people on your team. So what's actually happened for me as a result of thinking about all of this and be really feeling like I'm so ready to up level the business to the next height, like the next iteration, that next step. You know, I wrote Into the Spotlight this year, and it feels like it's all just kind of going, all right, you know, let's go, Nick, let's go. One of the things that I was thinking about is like, well, I need a dream team. And my thinking before building this dream team was, I'm never going to find the people that I would really love working with me, working for me. In the sense that I felt like it was going to take too long to onboard them. 3 months is a long time in a micro, like if you look at a micro business or a small business that is you and maybe one other team member at the moment. You know, 3 months is a long time to wait for somebody to get to the point that they're income producing, or they have they've taken off a lot of the pressure. It's a lot. Taking on a new person is a lot. So I was like, well, with my dream team, when they start working with me, they will already know all of the things. I won't have to teach them. And that was something that I really made sure that I was kind of like writing in. So in my journaling process, excuse me, and bless me. Hey, Carmen. So my dream team, I was like, all right, who do I want? I want a virtual assistant that does this. I want a PA to do this kind of work. And the PA version of me was, all right, I want them to deal with the tech. I want them to deal with this stuff. I want them to deal with that. And because I got really clear on what the dream team looked like, all of a sudden, and this didn't happen for me until I kind of like looked back and was looking at it retrospectively, I've brought these people in. And it's really freaking exciting, because then what that does is it frees me up to do the work that I really feel like is impactful and in my zone of genius, and it gives me that space to be creative and everything like that. What has happened is it feels like that, like the plug has been pulled out of the bathtub, and it's just like blah, 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 blah. All of the amazing good stuff and the ideas and the inspiration and the creativity and the fire, like the fire in your belly, is able to come back. I was having a chat with somebody else earlier on today, and we were talking about the fire in the belly and how they're not feeling it at the moment. In fact, there's a lot of things, and actually this has been a conversation over the past, probably, again, the last month, that I've had with other people as well, where that inspiration, that motivation, that fire in the belly isn't there. A lot of the time, the fire in your belly is dimmed, slows down, it doesn't burn as bright when you're trying to do all the things. A lot of people at the moment, particularly in Victoria, you guys are running in survival mode. You're putting out fires, you're putting out spot fires, you're trying to survive, you're trying to do the things. So I get it. And that can really stifle your creativity, your inspiration, and your motivation to keep going and to keep showing up and to keep serving and to be doing the things that you're doing. So I think the first thing that we've got to do is go, okay, you know, if all of the, hi Sarita, if all of these, if the circumstances were normal, or if this is the new normal, and you've got a clean slate for you to be able to do what you want, say what you want, create what you want in the way that you want to do that, what does that look like? And what that can do is it can get you out of your survival brain and into more of the creative, problem-solving, excited type brain, right? And then that to me is like, okay, well, that will start to create new ideas. That will start to create new inspiration. That will start to create new motivation for you when you're going, all right, well, let's leave all of that behind. What is it that I really want to be doing? What is fun? Now, if you have not been doing things or not creating the space for fun in your worlds right now, that is a problem. Now, whether you're in Victoria or elsewhere, it doesn't really matter in Australia, or if you're in one of the lockdown counties in the States, or in one of the lockdown states in the US, or if you're in the UK, wherever it is that you happen to be, yes, we've got external circumstances that may or may not be impacting you. But if you come back and go, all right, well, if I didn't have this pressure of almost having to perform on a daily basis, what would you be doing? Get yourself out of that survival brain. Then the next thing that you'll do is, like I said, is you'll get into solution-focused brain and creative brain. From there, what you want to have a look at is, well, what brings me joy? What do I want to do? And do you need to start to build a dream team? The dream team to me is going to consist of some things. Number one, who have you got in your team? And this doesn't have to be a paid team member. It could be somebody in your life or in your world that fulfills these roles. Number one, who is inspiring you? Who is inspiring you to think differently, to approach things differently? I'm going to type these into the thing. Hang on one second, because I want to make sure that you get these. Just one moment, please. I'm just getting this up on my computer. Let me know if this is being helpful to you as well, please. I always love it when, oh my God, I've just found a thumbnail on my computer of what the thumbnail of this video looks like, and I'm going like this. That is not cool. Thanks. Why does Facebook and the internet always find the shittiest faces, like the faces that I pull? Oh, hey, Chrissy. I didn't see your comments in here. How weird. That is so strange. They're not showing on my phone, but I can see them on my computer. So please let me know that you can hear me and that this is helpful. That would be really great, because now I can see the questions, or not the questions, but I can see the comments on my computer. So, number one, are you in survival brain mode or creative? Hey, Robin. How are you? All right, so we need to get out of survival brain and into creative brain. The next thing, if there are no barriers, no concerns, nothing getting in the way. Hey, Melanie, in the way, what would you be doing? And then the third thing is, who is on your dream team? I'm really awesome, Robin. Thank you for asking. That's very, very sweet. All right, so who's on your dream team? Now, this is what I was getting at, right? So I lost my train of thought for a second because I was typing in. So who are you using? Who is your inspiration? Who is your inspiration? And you've got to have at least one person in your world who is inspiring you to look at things differently, perhaps, or somebody who inspires creativity, somebody who inspires you to be more or to really embrace all that you are. Not about being more, you know what I mean by that. I'm not saying you need to be any different to who you are, but who is your inspiration point? The next thing that you need to know is who is on your sounding board, or who is your sounding board. We all need people, me included. I'm fiercely independent. And one of the things that really frustrates me is that I need a sounding board, right? So what will often happen is my husband, bless his cotton socks, we go for a morning walk every morning, and usually before breakfast and before the day gets started, often before the kids are up. And he gets all of my words, right? So he's often my sounding board. Who is your sounding board? Who do you bounce your ideas off? If you cannot name someone, you need to have someone fulfill that role for you. The sixth thing that you need, so you need somebody who's an inspiration person for you. You need someone who is a sounding board. And who are your cheerleaders? You need people on your dream team. So this is how we build your dream team. Who are your cheerleaders? You need people who are saying, yes, you are amazing. Whether you've got people in your Facebook page, your followers, your fans, you might have people in there who are like, oh my God, I love your stuff. You are so awesome. Maybe you say to them, hey, this is what I'm saying to you guys now. I really appreciate you guys coming on and watching. I really appreciate you commenting. I really appreciate the cheerleading that you guys give me. It feeds me. It really helps me to keep showing up, to keep delivering, to know by you guys telling me, to know that what I'm helping you with is actually helpful. Right? So you can go out and say that to your audience. Ask them to affirm you. So who is affirming you? I've got a few people who I will bounce stuff off as sounding boards, but then I'll go to different people if I need some affirmation, if I'm having a shit day. Now, this is something that's really also curious. I was chatting with people recently, and I mentioned about some of the times when I will have this, I'll end up in a bit of an anxiety spiral, and I've got lots of tools to assist me with that. And some days, there are days where all of those tools just actually are not enough. And one of the tools that I will go into a different little toolbox, hello Joe, will be I will sometimes take anxiety medication, because I just can't, for whatever reason, the overwhelm is just too big. And I shared this, and I've talked really openly about this publicly. And what I think is really curious is that they said, and these are people, clients who have worked with me for a long time. They said, what? What do you mean? I said, yeah, did you not know that? And they're like, no. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So there are times as well that you, and I'm not advocating for that, but I am advocating for you having help and having the right people around you. So I have a therapist as well, that if I've got stuff that's going on, I will have somebody this person is in my dream team, someone that I can talk to. Who can you talk to? i.e. therapist, coach, person, something like that. And sometimes a coach or a mentor, sometimes a coach or a mentor won't fulfill the role that a therapist does. Sometimes they do, it just depends. Sorry, therapists, it's you know I love you and advocate for you. But sometimes there are conversations that you can have with a therapist that you can't have with anybody else. Sometimes you'll have conversations with a coach that you won't have with a therapist. So it's important to make sure that in your dream team, you have these kinds of people around you. So let us have a look at what you need. So who are your people who are inspiring you? So who are your inspiration people? The second thing, I can't see my comments. Why are my comments not coming up? Can you guys see my comments that I've been typing in underneath here? Robin, I can see that you said hello to Joe, but I don't know why I can't see all of the other ones. Let me go in here with my shitty ass thumbnail that Facebook's given me. Can you see the comments? Let me know if you can see the comments. Oh, see, I've only just seen, I can't even see you guys reacting. Isn't that really weird? I can see it on my computer and there is nothing happening on my phone. That's just, I'm not ignoring you guys, I promise you. All right. So, number one, are you in survival brain mode or creative brain mode? How do you flick that switch? If there are no barriers and no concerns getting in the way, what do you want? So point number 4 that I've got in the comments here, I'm assuming that whoever was throwing the thumbs up, yeah, thanks Facebook, exactly. Whoever was throwing the thumbs up, I'm assuming that you, that means that you can see my comments. Because, hey, Carmen, get glasses. Thanks, Carmen. It's not from lack of reading, it's just that my phone is not displaying them. All right, so here's the dream team. Who's your inspiration? Who is your sounding board? Who are your cheerleaders? Who are the people who are affirming you? Who can you talk to that's not necessarily, that is either a coach or perhaps a therapist hires them? They are that. The next thing that I would have a look at while I've got this going on in here is number 9. Who is helping you with all the shit you hate? I think that that is one of the most important people in your dream team. Who are the people that are helping you do the shit that you hate or doing the stuff that you hate, that you just don't want to do? That doesn't include Facebook Lives. You have to do them yourself. It doesn't include creating content. You need to do that yourself. We can't even, I don't care if you hate that or not. You still have to do it. Sorry, not sorry. But for all of the other stuff, you can have people around you. They are your dream team. I can't even begin to tell you how lovely it is when you go, all right, what do I need this person to do? What do they look like? How do they come on? What kind of control are they taking? How can you get other people to do that stuff? That to have the right kinds of people come in is just the best. So here's how you get them. You need to be super clear and super specific about their qualities. Now, I was talking to a multi-business owner, so a person who owns multiple businesses, very successful in the world of business, let's say. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting is they shared with me that they will hire for culture fit over skill. So because skill can be taught, right? We can help upskill people in our businesses and things like that, but they will hire for culture fit first. So I think this is where if you're looking at your dream team and all of these areas that I've talked about, and it doesn't have to be people that you get to do your mailing for you or your tech stuff for you, but you've got to have the right kinds of people around you. Otherwise, it's fucking isolating. You end up really lonely. You don't have a sounding board, and that's really when those gremlins get really loud. It's when self-doubt becomes louder than courage. And when self-doubt becomes louder than courage, guess what happens to creativity? Meow. It's gone. Because the self-doubt little monster just kind of gets fed. It's like this, it's like this growing, kind of pulsating, horrible piece of shit that lives inside your brain and really impacts your ability to access the genius and the brilliance that is within you. You sure as hell going to find it really hard to step into the spotlight. You're really going to find it hard to be visible. So the things that we need these people around us so that you can do the things that you're really here to do and that you want to do. So when you know who they are, like as an ideal perfect person, and I talk about this with your hot cold clients all the time, and you're specific about their qualities, then it's time to ask for these people to come into your world. Okay, so that's really how you do it. And then when someone says, hey, are you looking for someone to do this? You can't say, no, the timing's not right. Because if you've had these ideas that you need these people in your world, then you need to action that, and everything will work out in the exact way that it's supposed to. And that's just what I happen to believe, and it works for me every single time. So there you go. I trust that that's helpful. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I do need to remind you that there are a couple of things that are happening. I've got a free whole 1 day, that's not a very good language. I've got a 1 day free live event. It goes for the whole day tomorrow that is happening, and you will learn the foundations to visibility, why it's so important, and how to start getting things up and out there. Now, it's more of a workshop style webinar. It is not me just talking at you for a whole entire day. It will be interactive. So the 3 keys to visibility so that you can stand out, need to let you know about that. We've also got Visible Live happening next Friday and Saturday. So that is the 25th and the 26th of September. Those 2 days will rock your world. There is not any other live event or otherwise or training that will take you through how to stand out, how to be visible, how to pull all of your intellectual property out of your brain and put it into a framework that really positions you as an expert in your industry. What is awesome about that is that you can go from being invisible to visible already as an expert in your audience's eyes, not in the eyes of your peers, because that doesn't matter. We don't give a shit about that. What we care about is being positioned as an expert in the eyes of your audience, because they're the people who are going to pay you. And then from there, you go, all right, I've got all of this, and now you get to set yourself up and position yourself as an industry rock star. So I'm so excited to teach that again next week. If you would like to be there, which I think every single business owner on the face of the planet it should be mandatory business education to actually go through this. I've got the link in the comments there for you. So if you've got any questions about that, make sure you let me know. And the free live event that is happening tomorrow, you can register at this link. Oh my God, I can't type. maximise.com/1 day. You can jump in there as well. So if you're not quite sure that you even like me yet, I don't know who you are or why you would not, but if you're not quite sure if you like me yet or if you know me well enough yet, let's hang out tomorrow and you will walk away with a content plan, not the same as what you get at Visible Live, but you will have ideas for content. You will be able to get them all out there and you will start to be visible and you'll have a whole lot of fun. You may decide at the end of that event that you love me and that you want to work more with me. You might decide at the end of that event that you love me and you don't need to work more with me. You might decide at the end of that event that you are Team Nicola all the way, and that would be really amazing. And if not, that's totally fine. I just really wanted to create something that would be transformational, that would be a whole lot of fun and give you a ton of value as well. So that is what's happening tomorrow. I think that is all of the things that I needed to let you know. Make sure you build your dream team. Make sure you've got the people around you who are supporting you, cheering you on, inspiring you, motivating you, loving you, so that you can continue to do more of the work that you really, really love to do. So there you go, my friends. Have a fantastic, awesome, and amazing day. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesome. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow, if not before.